What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Juan Gotti back with another video, man. In today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, what should we do with Jay Gruden after the 2019-20 season this year? Without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Before we do, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, and stay in that house, man. Because in this Prince George's County area, it is 100 degrees. Yesterday, it was 116. The index was 116, and it's very hot. Make sure everybody hydrate and stay in the house. Don't go outside. Jay Gruden became the Washington Redskins head coach late 2014, early 15. Jay Gruden's record as the Washington Redskins head coach is 35 wins and 44 losses. Before the Washington Redskins hired Jay Gruden as the head coach, he was the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals in Marvin Lewis' system. Everybody thought because Jay Gruden was the offensive coordinator, we was going to get an offensive-minded guru, but that's not the case. He's been a mediocre, average head coach, having seasons like 8-8, 7-9 seasons. That one year when we went to the playoffs, we barely went into the playoffs with a 9-7 record. And Jay Gruden's just very average as a coach. Not saying that he's not a good coach, but he's just very average. Now, the bar is set high for Jay Gruden. People were saying if he doesn't win at least 10 games and take us to the playoffs this year, we should let him go and promote Kevin O'Connell to a head coaching position. But I beg to differ. Before you spaz, let me hold on. Don't stop typing. Watch the video fully through. First of all, Kevin O'Connell. I don't know about y'all, but this is my first year hearing about this dude. And we don't even know what he could really do yet. All we know, he could be horrible. People keep trying to make this comparison with Sean McVay and their age similarities. We don't even know what this Kevin O'Connell dude can do. I was already wanting him to be the head coach for next year and get Jay Gruden out of here? I don't think so. Can we please let this dude go through one season as the offensive coordinator? We can determine based on how he do this year if the Washington Redskins let Jay Gruden go. Washington Redskins fans, I just say stay patient and trust Jay Gruden. Now, I know y'all saying trust Jay Gruden. We trust him for the last 4 years. He's been an average coach. Yes, I understand that, y'all, and I agree with y'all, but I'm just saying, I rush this Kevin O'Connell dude into a head coaching position because we don't even know what he can do yet as an offensive coordinator. We don't even know if he can handle the offense play calling. We don't know if this dude is good at drawing up schemes, or is he just like a basic offensive coordinator that just runs the ball all the time and doesn't draw up nothing different and try to confuse the defense. We don't know none of this yet, so everybody stop with the Kevin O'Connell bandwagon. I'm not saying that I'm not for the guy to get the job next year, but can we please let the guy coach 1 year? Now I know you're asking, what should we do with Jay Gruden after this year then, Juan Gotti? And I'm going to let you know. In my opinion, I personally think doesn't matter how the season play out, we should keep Jay Gruden. We should resign Jay Gruden. And before you spaz on me, hear me out. Although Jay Gruden hasn't been the Sean Paytons, the Bill Belichick's of this league, as far as his record and success that he brought to Washington, we should still keep on to him. This is the first time in a long time that the Washington Redskins have had a coach for this amount of years. Since what, like, let's say, what, Joe Gibbs maybe? Maybe that's a stretch, but I don't know, I'm just saying. The Redskins have a connection with Jay Gruden. He knows what to do to win games. He knows what to do to draw up schemes. He made this offensive line unit into what it is today, a top 5 offensive line. He was just trashing Jay Gruden. Yes, the coach is responsible for getting the players' game plan, their opponent, but it's not all Jay Gruden's fault. It's how the players play on the field. So I don't see why everybody trashes Jay Gruden for his coaching abilities, because I personally think that Jay Gruden's a good coach and we should re-sign Jay Gruden. So even if this team goes 3-13 this year, Jay Gruden should still stay as the head coach, and that's just my opinion. This guy's a good coach. This is the only head coach in a while that the Washington Redskins have had to grasp. And what I mean by grasp is knowing the playbook, knowing the schemes and stuff like that, drawing up good schemes. Why would we get rid of Jay Gruden? Let's say if we get rid of Jay Gruden and Kevin O'Connell or somebody else becomes the head coach and they just wipes away the whole scheme of the Washington Redskins. How are the players going to develop to that fast? With Jay Gruden, he's been here 4 years, and I'm pretty sure the scheme is still the same. OG veteran players can teach the young guys that's coming in here this year and last year, fill the young guys in on the scheme and help them get it. Jay Gruden's coaching style is good. He's a laid-back coach. You rarely see Jay Gruden get out of character. At least we don't have a coach who runs onto the field and get ejected and get fined. We have a laid-back, cool coach. I don't find that many coaches around the league anymore. If you just stay calm and trust in Jay Gruden, we will be somewhere this year. Jay Gruden finally has a team that he could take to the playoffs and lead and give them a good game plan. Just like last year before everyone stayed hurt and before everyone got hurt. We were a 6-3, 5-2 team. Y'all not going to hear me say that enough until the season starts. We were a 5-2, 6-3 team, ready for the playoffs, ready to take control of the NFC East. But everybody's hurt, and everybody want to blame that on Jay Gruden. That's out of Jay Gruden's hand. He can't control players getting hurt. What do you want him to do with a bunch of fourth strings? Mark Sanchez is in the game. You got third-string offensive linemen. He doesn't have the team like he do this year and last year before everybody got hurt. This team is a scary team, and I promise you that if everybody stays healthy, that's just a big if. If everybody stays healthy, this team will do something, and Jay Gruden will lead this team to the promised land. Jay Gruden is a good-minded coach. He can, like I said, I'm not going to say this enough, he can draw up schemes. He knows what the right play calling is. He knows what's right for this Washington Redskins football team. You just have to give him players that's willing to learn. For the past couple years, besides last year, he hasn't had that. He has some players that's just all about the checks and all about the money. Moving on to this Kevin O'Connell dude. And I personally think, depending on how this year goes and how he does as the offensive coordinator, if he does good like a Sean McVay and like how Sean McVay did in Washington, he did good. Knowing what Sean McVay was going to do with the Rams, he has one of those type years, yes, resign him, because we don't want that to happen again. Because we didn't know Sean McVay was going to be what he is today, but if we have Kevin O'Connell that's just like Sean McVay, keep him. And I say promote him. And I say promote him to the head coach position. It's based off how this season goes. But I can't say promote him right now or at the beginning of the year or middle of the year, because we know this kid could be a bust. So there you go. That's why I personally think that Jay Gruden should be the head coach for the Washington Redskins. I say for at least 4 more years. This guy is a good head coach. You just have to give him the pieces that wants to work and win a ring. And not every player is like that, Sally. That's the end of the video right there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. Go down below. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload. And like I say in every video, let's argue in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with me. If you don't, that's okay. I love taking criticism. I love talking football. I love hearing you guys' opinion. Let me know what you think down below. Jay Gruden be the head coach next year? Yes or no? Let me know. And I'm out. Peace.
Again with the NFC East, starting with the boys, our longtime Dallas ace, Todd Archer.
Can the Cowboys take the next step? They've not won a Super Bowl since 1995. Not been to a conference title game since then either, losing 6 straight times in the divisional round, including 2018. For Jason Garrett, it's must win. He doesn't have a contract past this season. For Dak Prescott, it's must win, new contract or not. The Cowboys have a young, talented roster, both sides of the ball, and they welcome back 2 veterans, one from injury, Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick, and one from retirement, Jason Witten. They made smart moves in the offseason, like Randall Cobb and Robert Quinn. The pieces seem to be in place for the Cowboys. If it's not this year, then when?
Welcome to the United States Mint, where they're busy inside making all of Carson Wentz's new coin. $128 million. That's how much the Eagles gave Wentz in a 4-year extension this offseason. This despite the fact that he's coming off of back-to-back season-ending injuries. And not only are they doubling down on Wentz, but they let Nick Foles walk. So out is the Super Bowl MVP. In is Nate Sudfeld as the number 2. And he brings with him only 25 career snaps in the NFL. You know, the Eagles have big plans for this season. They think they can go all the way to the top. But in order to do so, their newly minted franchise quarterback has to stay on the field.
This is the Bullis High School field where Dwayne Haskins first made his name in the Washington area. But when will he make his name as the Redskins starting quarterback? They obviously love his talent, but because he's a pocket passer and not someone who creates with his legs, the Redskins want him to master more of their offense before they're comfortable putting him in as a starter. One member of the organization told me that, yes, even owner Dan Snyder uses the word patience when talking about Haskins. They have veterans Case Keenum and Colt McCoy, so they can afford to be patient with Haskins. The question is, will they?
All eyes this summer will be on the Giants' quarterbacks, particularly Daniel Jones, and just how much the rookie still has to learn. The number 6 overall pick had a strong spring, but Eli Manning, he's still the starter. Training camp and the preseason will provide a more accurate depiction of just when Jones will be able to start and if it's possibly early in the season. And also, if he can make all the throws in a live environment under this kind of heavy pressure.